All right, so my good friend Justin and I just wrapped up a record. Justin is, I've known Justin, how many years? 3, 4?
I think it's been 3 or 4 years.
Yeah. Anyways, Justin, kind of a little bit of our background is when I was living in Lynchburg, going to college there in Virginia. He approached me about using one of my original song that I wrote for a documentary that he was directing, and we just kind of struck up a friendship and ended up doing I think just like a single recording in my studio together. So and then we just kind of went from there and maintained a friendship, and he would send me songs every so often, and then we're just like, man, let's do a record, and then it happened. So I just thought it'd be kind of cool to talk about that and share some funny stories and share a little bit about the songs, and mainly just give him an opportunity to answer some questions and stuff. So, all right, Q&A time. Favorite tune off the EP, and I'll go ahead and say Justin's EP is called The Ordinary Things, and it releases on Noise Trade August 13th, and then you'll have physical copies probably within a month of that or so.
But, a month.
So favorite tune off the EP?
Yeah. Well, my favorite tune for a long time was Sippin' Sangria, because seeing that song come to life it just made me feel really good. But my favorite song now has become Reality, which is track 6 on the record.
Reality, oh great author of history and gatekeeper of mystery, I will live my whole life just to find you.
And Reality is my favorite. I think for several reasons. One is because of the meaning and the heart behind it. Like, it's a very the song means a lot to me, and I tend to be more drawn to things that I sense have a deeper purpose or meaning behind them. And there's a really interesting thing that happened. My grandfather just passed away last week, and he was a preacher at a church for 42 years. And so we went up to Indiana, and the whole family was there, and we had a funeral at his church. And my dad told me while I was there, he says, we're going to play Reality at the end of the funeral.
Wow.
And so he talked. My dad talked during the funeral and talked about how my grandfather, being a preacher, that he always emphasized, like, the most important thing that you can ever decide in your life is what you do with God. And so he kind of tied that in thematically and related that song to the life message of my grandfather, which I had no idea.
Wow.
And so they played it. They actually looped it at the end when everybody was coming forward and greeting the family as everybody was leaving the funeral service. And they played it about 4 or 5 times. And it was funny, my cousin leaned over and he touched me on the shoulder and he says, dude, all your songs sound the same.
That's awesome.
we laughed at my grandpa's funeral a lot, because
that's awesome.
That's the way he would have wanted it. My family's crazy.